7th, and with it being a Tuesday, you guys know the drill. We're basically going to get in here and see what we can get accomplished today. And now that we are in the home stretch of finishing up February, I want to finish it strong by sticking to the goal that I have set for myself this year, which is once I get some empty canning jars, I need to get them filled back up with something else. So we are going to tackle getting some canning projects done today. So today we are going to tackle getting some refried beans canned and some baked beans. I went ahead and I did a little bit of prep work yesterday. I have 2 pounds of pinto beans that I went ahead and I sorted, rinsed, and they've just been soaking in this pot overnight. So the first step that I need to do is I need to get this water dumped off of here, give them a good rinse, that way we can get to work. That we're starting off with today is so fast and so simple. It comes together so quickly and I absolutely love that. Like I have mentioned in the past, if you are new to canning, definitely keep this one in mind, especially if you love refried beans, because it is so simple and so easy. I really don't like super complicated canning recipes. I like them to be straightforward and to the point, and this one is definitely that. I'm working in small batches today, so I only have 4 jars out, but you could definitely double or triple this recipe if you'd like. So all I did was I started off by taking my canning jars and I just ran them through the dishwasher last night to make sure that they were super clean. Over here in these bowls, I have half of an onion diced, and I also have half of a pound of bacon that I went ahead and sliced up really thinly. I didn't pre-cook it, I didn't partially cook it, none of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking my onion and I'm just going to divide it between the 4 of my jars. I'm not going to be precise about it, I'm really just going to eyeball it and make sure that we divide it pretty evenly. Teaspoon to each one of these jars. For my next seasoning, I'm going to go ahead and add half of a teaspoon of ground cumin. You could do oregano, you could do cilantro, whatever you prefer. Alright, so now I'm going to get my beans added to my jars. Okay friends, when it comes to adding my beans, I'm going to go ahead and fill them to this bottom lip right here. One of the reasons that I really like to pre-soak my beans when I'm doing canning recipes is I can get a true estimate of how much of the beans are going to fill this jar. If I added them in dry and then added water and put them through the canner, I really don't have a true idea of how much they're going to expand, and I don't want to run into an issue of not having enough jar space for the beans that I put in there. Jars is some water, and I'm just going to fill them up, leaving 1 inch of a headspace. second and debubble our jars. When you're working with beans, air can get trapped between those beans very easily, so definitely do not skip this step. Plus, this is going to give us a good opportunity to help get all of our spices and our salt mixed together. I'm going to take a second and just wipe the rims of my jar with a damp cloth. Not that we really used anything that was too sticky, but it is a safe practice to get in the habit of. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my lids and my rings added, and we're just going to get these on finger tight. All right, friends, so we are in the home stretch now. I'm just getting my jars loaded into my canner. I am using the CAREY Smart Canner today. You guys have heard me talk about this in videos in the past. I absolutely love this thing. I can link it for you in the description box below in case you guys want to go check it out. But we are going to pressure can these refried beans for 90 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. You may have to adjust depending on your altitude, but where I live, it's 10 pounds of pressure. Our beans are completely done and our canner has completely cooled, so I'm just taking a second and getting these removed. When you're ready to use your refried beans, all you're going to have to do is open up your jar and dump them into a pot. Add half a cup of water, chicken stock, beef broth, whatever you prefer, and warm it through. And then just go in with an immersion stick blender and get it all blended up, and you will have the most delicious refried beans ever. All right, friends, coming in with 4 new jars so we can move on to our baked beans now. We're going to start this recipe off like we did with our refried beans, and I have half of a chopped onion here that I'm going to go ahead and get divided into the bottom of these 4 jars. Next, I'm heading in with half of a pound of bacon that I went ahead and sliced. If you wanted either one of these recipes to be a vegetarian option, you would just need to omit the bacon, and it's totally optional. You don't need it. But I'm just taking a second and getting this divided between the 4 jars. I'm going in with half of a teaspoon of salt to each of these jars, half of a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of yellow mustard. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to each of these jars. I'm going to head in now with 1/4 of a cup of ketchup. You could use store-bought, homemade, whatever you prefer. Before I get my beans added to these jars, I'm going to take a second and just kind of get all of this mixed together. Just like with our refried beans, I'm taking our pre-soaked beans and I'm going to get these jars filled to the bottom line. Jars to go. I went ahead and added 8 cups of water in here. We are going to pressure can these for 90 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude. You may need to adjust for yours. Taking time out of your day to spend time with me. I had a blast with you guys as always. If any of these recipes caught your eye today, don't forget to check out that description box below before you head out. But until next